Hey, it's Chris here, and I've got another Hey Chris question. This one is, hey Chris, should I get a valve amp or a solid state amp? That's a tough one. Okay. Firstly, for those of you that don't know, a valve amp use vacuum tubes and solid state amplifiers use transistors. They do have different sounds. The valve amps, in my humble opinion, do sound better. That clean tone that you can get from a valve amp is second to none. It's just glorious when it's working. that's the thing. Valve amps are very, very, very temperamental. So they're not the most necessarily reliable amplifiers. So it depends on your purposes. Now, I don't do as many gigs as what I used to do these days, and so I have a valve amplifier because I don't have to rely on it that often. If it dies when I need it, I've always got a backup, and it's not going to be the end of the world for me. Now, if I was doing gigs more regularly, like every week or a couple of times a week, I probably don't see myself using a tube amplifier. They're just too temperamental. But the sound is really great, so if you do get a tube amplifier or you have one, what I strongly recommend is at least once a year that you get it serviced. Just bring it to your local music shop. What we do it here, get your valve amp serviced once a year just to make sure that it's as good as it can be. Now, solid state amps are quite good, and if you use distortion, and if you particularly like your amp distortion, I really like the sound of a solid state distortion sound. So you have to sort of toss up whether you mostly use clean, if you use distortion, and how regularly you're going to be using this amplifier. There's a whole lot of information and misinformation on the internet, but guys in music stores and girls in music stores love talking about that stuff. So come in, have a chat about it, get some info and some advice, and go from there. And like anything, it's more just about testing it out. So come into your local music store, test out every single amp, and there should be just an amp that just has your sound on it, and you go, that's the one. And whether it's tube or solid state, just learn to live with it, because that's the sound that you're after. That's my advice. Anyway, I've been Chris. If you do have any questions, just send them through to chris@musiccavern.com.au. Cheers, thanks, see ya.